And hello everyone, welcome to another Let's Play. This is Myrokos, and we are back with the next part of the MSQ for Shadowbringers in search of Alize. So if you recall, when we left off, we picked up Alphino. If only every town could show the Crystarians' spirit of independence. So I suppose one cannot decide for others what they should and should not deem important. My powers of persuasion have certainly had little effect on the people of Calusia. True enough. So we picked up Alphino, met Vothri, got ourselves kicked out of Yulmore, and are now wanted fugitives of sorts. So now we gotta go find Alize, who is apparently in Araeng. Please go map. Who's apparently in Araeng. Yeah, somewhere down here. So, for starters, you need to talk to the Exarch, but if you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Give me a follow on Twitch. Hit the notification bells in both places so you know when I go live, because it's always better live. If you can't catch it live, the recording or the stream stays on Twitch for about a week and then goes away forever. So if you missed out on a part and can't catch it on Twitch, hop over to YouTube. And if you're not already watching it on YouTube, and then you'll see it archived in there. So without further ado, let's get going. In search of Alize, the Crystal Exarch is eager for you to meet with Alize. Ready to depart from Araeng? Alize will be overjoyed to see you safe. I know she was particularly concerned for your well-being. She, impressed upon me how regrettable the timing of her summoning was. Repeatedly. Oh, that sounds like her. I only hope that my part in sending you to her will garner me some measure of forgiveness. Here. This is a letter of introduction addressed to a man named Cassard, the master of a merchant caravan. There are few who know the ways of the desert as well as he does. Find him at the Amara launch, and he will see that you reach your destination. Oh wait, I wonder if Alphino has anything to say. Quick, back inside. Say goodbye to Alphino for now. He's got nothing. You'd think he would say hi to my sister or something. Okay. Here he is. You have the, if you've come looking for work, I might have a spot for a guard. Not here to serve as a bodyguard. A wax sealed envelope addressed to Cassandra. Okay. Oh! A friend of the Exarch, hoping to meet someone in Araeng, are you? Then I shall be your guide. I was about to set off for our outpost there, as a matter of fact, so we can leave right away, assuming you have everything you need. Should. All set, then off to the unforgiving sands we go. You can now travel to Araeng, speak with the droid Araeng, take her to flight. Where's the droid? That one is maybe spawns afterwards.
Araeng. From this parched earth, the nation of Nabath, Araeng once rose. When I journeyed here, long ago, I spoke with a sun-weathered elder. He told me Araeng meant majestic land in the language of his people. And so it might still be, were it not for the light's unrelenting onslaught.
Oof, no matter how many times I come here, cold never fails to catch me off guard. The sky may be bright, as in the scorching hours of day, but it gets brisk enough to make you shiver. Now the Exarch's letter said I was to take you to the inn and Journey's Head, which is where this Alize friend of yours is staying. I was just wondering, wow, it's just heavily shaded. Okay, but that's a fair old distance, so I propose we make a stop in Mordsuk to break up the trek, allowing me to attend to some business and you to enjoy the local hospitality. Sound good? Good. Okay. Alright, you lot, I'm off and I'd better not see the goods covered in sand when I get back. Right, we head southwest, straight as an arrow. If I can avoid any of the nope. Ooh. Stop here a moment. This is your first visit to Araeng, is it not? Before you cross the river of sand, you need to turn around and feast your eyes on that. Okay, so turn around, admire the view. They built them big, didn't they? And that's Kassar Sharl, a fortress meant to protect the northern reaches of Nabath Araeng. That whole thing was a fortress? Seeing what was left behind, I believe it when they say that it was once one of Norvrant's mightiest nations. At least until the flood came along, great chunks of Nabath Araeng's lands were lost to the light. its great city included. The few who survived didn't see much point in staying. Most of them, anyway. No, not many choose to come here these days, not with everything in ruins. Even that hulking great fortress has become little more than an Amara roost for me and my caravan. But not everywhere is as deserted as this place. Just wait until you see Mordsuk. Let's press on, shall we? Guessing this is the River of Sand. Now, before we speak to you, let me attune to the Aetheryte, because we must always attune. There. Here we are, Mordsuk. By the blessed shadow, I love this town. The city of the Mord. Kassard stands at the entrance to Mordsuk, an eager smile on his face. Mordsuk, not just full of Mord, but Humes and all manner of others too. It has long been a refuge for folk displaced by the flood, so the population is nothing if not diverse. Oh, have you met with Mord before? They might look like shifty little blighters, but a more welcoming lot you could never wish to meet. Speaking of which, we should pay our respects to Master Gengen. I'll go ahead and let him know we've arrived. Wait a minute, aren't these kobolds? Yeah, they are kobolds. Go on, introduce yourself to Master Gengen. So this is a Mord. That's a kobold with beady eyes.
Master Gengen. This is the friend of the Exarch I was telling you about.
Very good, very good. Though friend or no, all are welcome in Mordsook.
Souk is Mordish for city. As things stand, this souk boasts the largest and busiest marketplace in all Araeng. You'll find ore from the mines here, of course, but all manner of other things too, many of them rare. As I told you before, not many visit Araeng by choice, but Mordsook's a different story. Merchants come from miles around to purchase the relics the Mord dig up.
Aye, that they do. For Mord do not dismiss the spoils of the earth. We clean them and polish them and reveal to the world their true value. That is why they come here, come from far away, come with much money. And so our souk is always busy, busy, busy. No such thing as a thing no one needs.
You say that every time, Master Gengen. Some sort of family motto, wasn't it? Or perhaps a Mord philosophy, for which we should all be very grateful. Would that everyone was so willing to take in refugees regardless of race or creed. Now then, if you intend to spend any time here, you'll want to gain the trust of the locals. And there's a little custom all newcomers are expected to observe.
The cracking of the coin purse. You buy one thing from the market. Price can be low or high, just as long as you buy.
As the good Mord says. In fact, the Exarch sent a little something to cover this very expense. A Verbert gold piece, no less. The first I've held in years.
Verbert gold? Real Verbert gold?
Here, newcomer, crack your coin purse with me.
Oh no, you want my good newcomer? I have jars and pots all smooth and shiny.
Over here!
Come and look.
You buy, you buy?
Enough of that! Calm, I say! This one must still journey through the barrens. Nothing bulky, nothing heavy, no pots. Nothing better for the road than a full belly. Spend that piece at Ronron's place, yes? Eat for 3 before you leave.
A full verberite honor seems a bit rich for buying a dented pan or a bowl of worms. Did the Exarch lose to you at cards or something? I didn't even know he was giving you money to use. Rowan's shop is best for eating. Crack your coin purse and gorge on the delicious delicacies. Okay, so we have choice of meat, some sort of bread, and there's some sort of snail-like things. And frogs on a stick. Welcome to Ronron's, traveler. I have wares to empty your purse and fill your belly. Take your time, stare and sniff before you choose, but no drooling on the merchandise, yes? Browse Ronron's wares. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out, target a foodstuff, and inspect it with the left mouse. That's my ever-burning bounty, made with the best parts of the lizard, cured with special spicy spices. Some find the smell challenging, but it'll warm you up on chilly desert nights. I call that mush loaf. The middle is stuffed with bittersweet cactus fruits, so even if the bread dries out, it's still moist inside. Keeps you going in the heat. Everyone's favorite, plump white worms slathered in honey. Once you eat a glazed wriggler, you'll never want any other treat. Oh, you'll like those. Chewy skewers. Find small frogs hiding under rocks, spear with stick, then roast over fire. Crackly on the outside, gooey on the inside. Perfect for snacking. Ugh. I don't know if I like any of these. They all look tasty, yes? Which will you choose? Sorry, I need to move out of that. Guess mush loaf. Something tells me being full of water. I guess I'll go with mush loaf, and it's a glazed wriggler was favorite, but yeah. Ah, very wise. You won't wither on the sands with a gut full of cactus fruit filling. You have the gold. And done. One Verbertite honor buys you 40 loaves of bread. 40? Oh my. Every last mouthful, I think I'll share the rest. Our visitor invites us to feast. Let us give thanks for his generosity and small appetite. Consider your coin post cracked. I am pleased to accept your custom, and Gengen will be pleased that you honored ours. Keeping the merchandise down, yes? No returns? I am honored to have been chosen. Go to Gengen, let him know that your coin purse has been most decidedly cracked. I've never seen anyone eat so much of Ronron's cuisine in one sitting. You've a stronger stomach than I, and I still can handle all of it. I was watching from here, Myrokos. You honored our custom with great relish. You will always be welcome in Mordsuk. If you need anything in Araeng, we are here to provide. Well, that's good to know. Cracking the coin purse is only the beginning. We have wares for every occasion, so feel free to spend to your heart's content. Or until you run out of money. Working off the meal. Cassard is impressed by your gastronomic fortitude. Gahaha, you have courage, my friend. Ranon's wares are more exotic than harmful. But I don't envy you the bellyache you'll have on the morrow. Right, now that you've eaten, I expect you're eager to get back on the road. Would you mind if we delayed our departure a touch? I have a few details left to close before I can conclude my business here in Mordsuk. Oh, offering your services, are you? Aye, well, an assistant would certainly help hurry things along. I have a receipt here for some goods that need picking up from the market. All properly paid for, you just need to do the lifting and the carrying. I'll go and take care of some of the last minute haggling then. See you in a bit. You may view the market receipt at any time during this quest by using the relevant item in the key items. I assume a lot of these things... Okay. Table cactus, thon, iron ore, thold, Araeng antiques, and mill to be collected from Mool. Hungry again already? You have a strong stomach, friend, but I wouldn't eat those. Okay, kind of weird that would be... So let's see. Again, we need thon, thol, mill. If you're handling Cassard's porter work, you've come to the wrong place. He has no outstanding orders with my shop. Okay. Okay, so they have, there's Thol. Now then, what was I doing again? Waiting for someone to pick up this crate of ore. Cassard sent you, did he? Right, yes. What kind of ore was it again? Iron ore? Iron ore, of course. That would explain this box I have here. It's all yours. Okay. Lift with your legs and not with your back. You came with Cassard, yes? Good. I can finally stop thinking about that sack. Please take your prickly purchase. Moomoo's over here. Lovely pots. Oh, so this is the pot person. Hey, no touching. That merchandise is spoken for. You couldn't possibly change my mind with a better offer. I'm here to pick it up for Cassard. What? Cassard sent you? Why didn't you say so? I wouldn't dream of selling his goods to a higher bidder. Oh, no. Naboth Araeng relics, wasn't it? All packed in that box there. Handle with care. Yeah. Don't tell me you've been around the entire market already. Yep. The collection of goods Cassard ordered from the merchants of Myrokos. Alright, that's the lot, alright. Good work. And quick work too, considering you've not set foot in the place before. I thought you wanted to sit in the city like the Exarch, but something tells me you're not a stranger to visiting strange lands. Nope. Unfortunately, your efficiency presents something of a problem. I'd hoped to conclude all my business before you returned. It seems there's been some confusion over one of the orders I placed. I'll have to drag in my middleman and sort this mess out. I'm sorry to make you sit around and twiddle your thumbs. Cassard, it feels like an age since last I saw you. What's this? Well, if it isn't the lovely Tesleen. It has been a while, but your timing couldn't be better. This gentleman was on his way to meet with Alize. I'm supposed to be taking him to your corner of the desert, but a misplaced order has commandeered my attention. Wait, I know who you are. Really? We just met. Alize has told me so much about you. You're Myrokos, aren't you? Yep. I knew it! How wonderful to meet you in the flesh after hearing all those stories. Well, what stories? What gossip has she been spreading? I'm Tesleen. I work as a carer at the inn, and I've gotten to know Alize quite well since she took up guard duties there. Do you want me to take over as Myrokos' guide, Cassard? My shopping's all done and packed for the road, so it would be no trouble. That would be a great help, thank you. Well, it looks like you'll be able to head straight out after all. My caravan and I will be in the area for a while yet. Seek me out when you've had your fill of Araeng, and I'll send you back to the Crystarium. Take care with your desert crossing, and good fortune with meeting your friend. I'll be around when you're ready to head back to the exit. Desert crossing. Tesleen is eager to set off. Alize has been desperate to see you, Myrokos, so let's get you to her sooner rather than later. The inn isn't too hard to find, really. You can actually see the top of the rock from the spires from here. Okay, we'll just need to swing around the ridge and then head south. Come on, I'll get my supplies together and meet you outside. Oh, and we now have a blue quest. On, as before, let's unlock our ether currents. Again. Work to live or live to work? Gengen is fidgeting even more than usual. Greetings, friend. You like helping people? Yes, maybe you can help me too. You see, my son Gungun makes me very proud but very worried. He works very hard, too hard for his own good. He follows orders, yes, follows them until someone tells him to stop. This is very dangerous, bad for his health. I need you to speak with him and persuade him to rest. You should be near the Red Sarai, probably leaving no stone unturned in his search for relics. Please tell him his father orders him to stop. So, oh, I gotta go all the way back up there. Well, if I have to. Alright, well, let's do this. Then. Oh, and there's an ether current. Can't believe it didn't spot that. It's good. Actually, it's a good thing I came back here, because I didn't spot that initially. Alright, Gungan. Father orders you to stop. Search the nooks, search the crannies, search high, search low. Oh, sorry, I did not see you there. Are you lost? No, your father orders you to rest. Father says I must rest? That will not do. No, no, I will stop, but not yet. I need something to show for my efforts. All the scrabbling, all the searching, and still no shinies. You came here to tell me to stop, but if I refuse, your job will not be finished, will it? That will not do either. Wait, I have an idea. If you help me find shinies, my job will be over, your job will be over, and I can rest. Simple, yes? I suppose. Look under that rubble and find whatever there is to be found. Maybe it will be valuable, maybe not. Either way, let us keep searching until we get at least one shiny. I think for this one I'll just do my usual, get the ether current and then move on. Searcher fails to reveal any shinies. And you'd think they would have found something here by now. Search fails to reveal any shinies. Find a signet ring. Signet ring? Okay. Let me know if you want me to come back and finish these blue quests to completion. Basically I'm gonna basically focus on this for the ether current. What did you find? Not more rubble, I hope. Untold years spent buried beneath sand and rubble have done little to tarnish this exquisitely crafted piece of jewelry. Signet. Oh, this looks very special. Such pretty patterns. I have never seen one like this before. But how much is it worth? I am an expert in finding shinies, not a historian. Perhaps we should ask someone. Once we sell it, we will divide the profits between us. We worked as a team, so half for you and half for me. Fair is fair. That's interesting. Horde of... Oh my goodness, that is a bad pun. Okay, yeah, that's so bad I'm not even continuing with that. Let me know if you want me to continue it and I'll come back at some point. But for now, let's get going. Tezline's waiting. We don't want to keep Tezline waiting, do we? There's something over here. Take care with your desert crossing and good fortune with meeting your friend. I'll be around when you're ready to get back to the exit. Okay. All set? Oh, I should probably mention the wildlife. While most of them will leave you be if you keep your distance, the local coyotes have learned to prey on folk heading home from the markets. I can usually swing a sword well enough to fend them off, but I may have loaded myself down with too many bargains today. Do you think you can handle any beasts that try to make a meal of us? Yeah, sure. Not another escort quest. I hate escort quests. I thought you might. Alice was always saying how much you, I mean, let's get going, shall we? Well, again, what rumors has Alice been spelling about me? I gotta know these things. What's she been saying? What unfair gossip has she been spreading? Sorry, there wasn't much time to shout a warning. You weren't bitten. Those things can be nasty. And yet hardly a match for you, it seems. I'd always thought Alice was strong, but in her mind, she was never... Oh, now it makes sense. Ahem, well, we should push on. It might be best if you scout ahead and clear out any coyotes that have our scent. I'll wait here so you can fight without any distractions. It might save time if you could head down past the ridge and clear out any coyotes lurking nearby. Fine. It is very nice to have my chocobo back and the ability to ride mounts. Because walking all this without them was really rough in the beginning. Oh, thank goodness you're back. I could hear the howling and snarling from here. Frightful creatures. Let's hope the rest have seen your handiwork and know to avoid us now. I need to get these supplies back to the inn. I'm honestly surprised they didn't come and attack you while you were standing idle. So, I guess this is the end? This is it. Thanks to you, I didn't have to drop my shopping even once. Come to think of it, I'm glad I didn't make the trip alone. It seems you ended up escorting me. I'll have to repay the favor somehow. But first, let's head inside, shall we? Welcome to the inn at Journey's Head. You might be our first visitor from the Crystarium since Alize arrived. It's not much, but it's home for the afflicted and a handful of carers. The afflicted? This illness isn't contagious, is it? You don't know? I don't think I've met anyone besides Alize who was so unfamiliar with our situation here. Most folk have grown up knowing someone who knew someone. I might leave out something obvious, so it may be best to have Alize give you the full explanation of what's going on here. First things first, attune. Following her footprints, Tesleen casts her gaze about the inn, hoping to spot Alize. Now, where is she? Not here. I think she might be out on patrol. You could wait, I suppose, but why not go and surprise her? She usually takes a look at things from the watchtower first, so you might be able to catch her there. It's not far. Head out the south side and you'll soon see it. Stay behind I'll stay behind in case she comes back while you're gone. Yeah, well, first things first, get this out of our keep. Just getting that. Yes, that's the guard tower. And another Crystarium tent. Oh, ether current. Those zombie people? Oh, there are tracks. All they say is nowhere to be seen, but you spot fresh footprints on the ground and they look to be about the right size. Small footprints lead off to the northwest. The footprints continue on to the northwest. So I guess even here on the first, there's such a thing as a zombie. Though something tells me that zombie brand would have no sway over them. The footprints curve around to the west. Clearly, it looks like she was pacing. There are more tracks here, but they end in a mess of disturbed sand.
Get back here! Is that... It can't be.
Her skills have gotten better.
Just a lesser sin eater. Nothing to write home about. I knew you'd turn up sooner or later, but I had been hoping for sooner.
Let it ride.
How are you? We've fought them to a standstill, then. The Exarch did say that the Empire seemed to have drawn back when he last looked in on the source. But without knowing for sure how fast time was passing there, I couldn't help worrying that a lot might have happened since then. I'm heartily relieved to hear that it hasn't, just as Alphino must have been. As you can imagine, both he and Araeng were desperate to hear the news from home when I arrived. I haven't actually seen Thancred and Y'shtola yet, but they will have heard all the latest developments from the Exarch by now, or should have at least. When I think of how frantic Tataru and the others must be, I want nothing more than to rush back and reassure them. But we still haven't found a way to reverse the summoning. And even if we had, we couldn't just ignore Urielge's vision. He may use 10 words where 1 would suffice, and they may often obscure as much as they reveal. But on this matter, he was as clear as day. I do not doubt for one moment that he saw what he claims. Nor how difficult it must have been to speak about them. The 8th Umbral Calamity and your death aren't exactly topics for idle conversation. As much as I might want to go home, I don't want to go home to that. We can't allow the rejoining to happen, which means we have to save the first from the Sin Eaters. That great wall of white is a remnant of the Flood. 100 years ago, the balance in the First tipped decisively in favor of light. From that moment, it rose and swelled with each passing day, and then, without warning, it burst forth like water from a broken dam. A colossal wave of pure light, drowning everything in its wake. Only Norvrant was spared. For the most part, living things are composed of ether of various different aspects. But when exposed to such a flood, their etheric harmony is shattered, and their natural form breaks down. Then they either perish, or are warped into mindless abominations. Yes, that's how the Sin Eaters came to be. They were once living creatures, or people, that were caught in the path of the Flood. Once the change is wrought, there is no going back. In that instant, they are gripped by an insatiable appetite for ether, and will happily gorge themselves on any living thing within reach. But even that is not the worst of it. The stronger Sin Eaters can plant light in us, like seeds in soil, corrupting our ether and triggering the birth of new monstrosities. They are creatures of base instinct that exist only to feed and to multiply. They feel no pity, know no remorse, and are utterly deaf to reason, which is why they must be destroyed. Every last one of them. The infirmary is full of the Sin Eaters' victims, left here to spend their final hours waiting for the change to overtake them.
just a matter of time, more for some, less for others. Those patients will all become monsters in the end. And to add insult to injury, the afflicted are feared, shunned, cast out of society, and exiled here to the edge of the world. The only good thing I have to say about this hellish place is that it has served me well as a training ground. Tazleen and the others have also been kind enough to share their knowledge of the Sin Eaters, which is knowledge I can now share with you, while you help me finish my patrol, of course. Culling their ranks. Alize would have you help her finish her patrol. Here's what we'll do. I'll take the east side of the inn and you clear the west. That way you can have an undiluted experience with the resident terrors. These marks on your map are where the usual trouble spots are. You can assume that any beast with a white hide or carapace is a Sin Eater, but you'll know for sure. You'll know for sure soon enough when they come slavering for your ether. Remember, it's kill or be killed with these monsters. Once you've slain whatever's prowling around out there, we can rendezvous back at the north entrance. Good hunting. No sign of anything here. Okay. This almost certainly means that the final spot will have a nest. It just makes sense that this last one's going to be a brutal one. It's a carapace, so why am I going to get a carapace? No carapace creatures, okay. How did you fare? There were only a couple. I thought there might be one or two lurking on the fringes. Nothing out of the ordinary for this area. I expect you noticed it yourself, but individually, these lesser sun eaters are no more deadly than any natural predator you might encounter in the desert. It's when they appear in numbers that they pose a threat. Much like the void scent, they have an unfortunate tendency to flock to the strongest of their kind. Thus, when a powerful sin eater goes on the hunt, it might be attended by a veritable swarm of weaker kin. Imagine an army of such creatures descending on a village or hamlet. That's the basic idea behind my patrols, to cull their ranks often enough that their numbers won't be overwhelming when the big ones come out to play, and you've certainly helped on that front. Let's report our victories to Tesleen, shall we? So there are people here. Howard doesn't even make any sounds. That's not good. She hasn't been telling you stories, has she? Oh gods. She started to tell me and then stopped, and it's like, what rumors have you been spreading about me, Alize? What rumors? Alize tells me you helped out on her patrol. You have our thanks and my apologies for leading you from one battle to another ever since the moment we met. In any case, I'm glad to see the two of you found each other. You have no idea how badly Alize has missed your company. Everything is always... If Myrokos was here, he would... that's an exaggeration, and I don't sound like that either. I was simply trying to view matters from another perspective, and I respect Myrokos' methods. Well, thank you for the vote of confidence. Honestly, after seeing him in action, I can understand why. The way he leaps into the fray without hesitation, it really is something to behold. I might be a little smitten myself. Smitten? Alize? You have some explaining to do. Because you're way too young. Isn't she supposed to be like a teenager or something? By this point? I'm only teasing. Though I've no doubt he deserves all the admiration he gets, just as you do. This is what I get for sharing, and maybe I'll just head out on another patrol. A purchase of fruit. Tesleen has the air of a woman being pulled in 10 directions at once. I'd love to lay out a welcome meal, but the duties I put off when I went to the market are still waiting for me. There are 101 things that need doing. I'm sorry, but would you mind waiting here with Alize? What, and twiddle our thumbs while you work yourself to death? Surely there's something we can help you with. I could do with a hand, that is true. Thank you. You can start by helping me sort out the larder, Alize. While we do that, could you tend to a few patients, perhaps? There are 3 in particular I meant to visit. It's just a matter of saying a few words to them and seeing that their skin isn't caked in sand. Your names are Parnell, Todden, and Araeng. Oh, I think I just saw them. Yep, they're over there. They may not give much in the way of response, but I promise they'll be pleased to meet someone. Thank you. Todden glances up at you blankly, but you notice the tension in his face ease slightly. And Halleck, the one who didn't say anything to me at all, not even in. Halleck remains utterly still as you wipe. In his face, the texture of his skin has hardened to something akin to plaster. Your work is done then? Yep. You've seen to the patients. How were they? Good. That's good. I knew they would enjoy meeting you. I'm concerned about Halric, though. I'll have to speak with the other carers, but I think his time may be near. We shall leave you to have that discussion then. I was going to take Myrokos to Mord Soak if you have any errands that need doing. Well, I suppose there is one thing. Would you pick up a nectarine from the markets, please? Cassard's caravan just passed through, so Ronan should have some fresh fruit. Come then, Myrokos. There's something I want you to see right after we stop at Ronan's stall, of course. Oh, my drums are all under control now, thank you. Go and spend some time with Alize. If you say so. Speak with Ronan. Okay, I'm going to just port over. Ether currents. Okay, I've got 2 of the ether currents and 1 of the blue crusts. Let's see about that nectarine, shall we? Oh, back again, are you? You need another taste of Ronan's wares? Actually, we're looking to buy a nectarine. Do you have any in stock? Oh yes, nectarines, peaches, grapes, fresh and juicy. Given how richly you cracked your coin purse with me, I might still owe you food. Here, take this one, free of charge. Gods, I've never seen a Mord merchant give away something for nothing before. How much coin did you spend here? Oh yes, I'll take a jar of honeyed worms as well. But you actually like his food? Oh no, that's not for me. It's an offering of sorts. The worms, if you please. Only the best regulars for you. Come again, my friends. Right, that's how our shopping chore is taken care of. Let's head up past the Aetheryte to the main tower. The view I want to show you can only be seen from its very top. See you again soon. Your belly won't let you stay away. I don't know if my belly can put up with that food. Oh, you need something. Here are your precious worms. That buys us a trip to the top of the tower, does it not? Glazed wrigglers? You actually brought them? I really shouldn't let you, but just this once, alright? Only once. Never fails. Shall we? Oh, so that's what the worms were for.
Look, over there, where the wall is broken. Do you see what lies beyond? That's what the land became after the light flooded in. An empty white nothingness. Life cannot exist in such conditions. The primordial light would wreak havoc on the body's etheric balance. That nectarine you bought, it's Halric's favorite fruit. Most of the patients, Halric included, survived the attacks of powerful eaters. But their fate was sealed all the same. The monster's corruption has entered their bodies, and their very essence is being subsumed by light. The twisted state of the world itself just makes matters worse. Under normal circumstances, a person's ether naturally tends to equilibrium. But for these poor souls, the opposite is true. Sooner or later, every single one of them will turn. Tesleen and the patients, they all know this. They know what has to be done before the change goes too far, before the eater within takes over. The preferred method is mixing poison into their favorite food. In my time here, I've borne witness to a lot of last meals. I feel just as helpless as before. No matter how hard I fight, it's never enough. But it's a war I mean to wage, nonetheless. Speaking of wars, do you remember how I made you promise not to leave me and then promptly collapsed? Well, let's just say I had a few choice words for the Exarch concerning the timing of his summons. But even if the fault lay with someone else, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd abandon you on the battlefield. So I swore that I'd make up for my absence there by making a difference here. And that's what keeps me moving forward, even when things seem hopeless. On which note, it's time we headed back. The longer we keep Tesleen waiting, the harder this will be for her.
Ooh, there's another Aetheryte over there. How do I get there? No one is allowed in here without permission, especially not outsiders. And yet you just let us up. I'm glad I was able to show you that. When it comes to understanding the catastrophe which befell the first, one glimpse of the empty wasteland beyond the wall is worth more than an hour of Araeng's lecture. And I needed you to know beyond a doubt that Tesleen has no other choice. Nectarine will be a kindness. It isn't just the threat posed by the others. When a person becomes an eater, the pain appears to be excruciating. The carers are truly fond of their wards and would spare them that suffering. It is their way of fighting back against a fate worse than death. Go ahead, I think she's been waiting for us. You're back. I hope you had a nice time. Did you manage to find a nectarine? Yep. Nectarine, a plump, sweet-smelling nectarine. Thank you. Elise has explained why I wanted this, has she? I can see it in your eyes. But we may not need it just yet. I spoke with the others, and we've decided to keep an eye on Araeng for now. Thanks to you, though, if his time does indeed come, we'll be ready to send him on his way with the taste of happier days. Thank you for understanding. The time left to us. Tesleen makes an effort to smile brightly. Well, nothing is going to happen for a little while yet, so let's see if we can't lighten the mood. We don't want our gloomy faces worrying patients. I think it's time for that welcome meal, don't you? Take a seat, I'll make us a nice stew.
Speak up if you'd like another helping. I made a little bit more than usual today.
And you've added something special to the broth, if I'm not mistaken.
Aye, well, it's not often we have visitors from the Crystarium, so I may have thrown in a few extra bits and bobs.
That's kind of you, but you needn't have gone to
Oh, it's nothing, really. And we do so rarely have guests. In a place like this, you learn to take what moments of happiness you can get. I remember when I first came here with my mother. She was showing the early signs. I knew there was no way to save her, but I just couldn't face what needed to be done. That's the way of it for most people. Why they travel from arms to stay here. Beaten, broken souls come to wait out the inevitable, to receive the mercy of a painless death. When my mother finally left this world, I was mad with grief, but also thankful that her passing was a peaceful one. It's never easy, ending a life you've cared for, even when you believe they go on to a better place. I often find myself wishing the Warrior of Darkness would come and do that part for me.
The Warrior of Darkness?
You've never heard the tale? I'm not sure where it began, but every child in Norvrent could tell you a version of it. Warrior of Darkness, servant of death, take care of our souls at our dying breath. Let sinners and eaters of sin go with thee, that all may return to the sunless sea. Well, that's the version I was taught anyway. It's just an old bedtime story. He's certainly never deigned to visit us here.
Which is a good thing, surely. He sounds rather ominous.
Do you think so? I always liked the idea that he treated every soul the same, even the Sin Eaters.
They're coming.
Desleen! Have you seen Halric? I swear, I only took my eyes off him for a moment.
Uh-oh. This is my fault. The patients were acting strangely and I let it distract me. Where could he have gone? Oh. See the bed. Oh, Halric's not in his chair. Where could he have gone? Yeah. Myrokos, Alize, we have to go look for Halric. I don't know what's gotten into him, but he's wandering out there alone. We'll assign search areas and split up. Any idea where he might be headed? No, he's never done anything like this before, but it can't be a coincidence that the other patients are suddenly so agitated. They can sense something. In any case, let's keep the search close to the inn. Halric isn't very sure on his feet, so he won't have gone far. I'll search the east side. Please, Halric, please be alright. I'll cover the north and west. You can take everything from here to the south. No sign of him. You see no sign of Halric. Maybe he went further west. You scan your surroundings in search of Halric and suddenly find yourself under attack. Ooh. So that was a carapace. Here's where. Here's the graveyard. Patience. Still no sign.
Any sign of him?
Nope.
No luck then. But he surely can't have gone far. We should keep looking. The Sin Eaters are out in force, and if we don't find him soon, you can be sure they will. Did you see the size of that thing? It must be one of the nasty ones. Wherever it's going, it can only mean trouble. After it! There it is! Is that... Oh no! Halric! We have to run!
No! No!
Leslie, no!
Oh my god.
We all deserve happiness, wherever we can find it. The time left to you is precious. No one should die in pain. Mother, I...
No, 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 no!
Forgive me, Alice.
Oh my. Oh. He's just staring up. Sky. I'm sorry, Myrokos. I tried to tell the carers about what happened, but I can't be the shoulder they lean on. Not like this. Oh, so I get to be the one who breaks the news? It's just so unfair. Taslim was always so cheery with the patients, telling them not to be scared, that there wouldn't be any pain. Of all the people in the world to suffer such a fate. I imagine you're just as shocked as the rest of us, so I appreciate what you're doing here. Me, I don't have the words. Without a body, we can't even give her a proper burial. And she cared about that sort of thing. About giving people the chance to say their goodbyes. And still nothing. Halleck is as unresponsive as ever. He stands motionless, staring up into the sky, where the Sin Eaters made their escape. And no, I'm not crying. No, I'm not. Definitely not. Tears on the sand. Alize is lost in grief. Alize, I've spoken with the carers. Thank you. What you're doing, it means a lot to me. Sorry to interrupt. We realized we hadn't thanked you for rescuing Halric. You weren't hurt at all, were you? Hurt? There wasn't even a fight. I was too late. Too slow. And I thought I could protect you. You can't blame yourself for things beyond your control. True. There's no point in life beating yourself up for something that's beyond your control. Granted, some people feel the need to beat themselves up because they can't let go of something, but if you're ultimately not responsible for something, there's no logic in blaming yourself. Is it human to do so? Sure, but it's not. It's not logical. Then again, when humans are hurting emotionally, they don't really look to logic. You brought Halric back safe and sound. No one could have done any more. I'm sorry, but I've come to a decision. I won't be continuing in my role here. I hope you will forgive me for leaving you, and that you will delay Halric's last meal for as long as you possibly can. Not until it's too late, of course, just give him what time you can. We always do. Of course, we should have done the same. She would have done the same. Farewell, Halric. Keep Tesline's words close to your heart. Wait, you're leaving this very moment? I understand how you must feel, but surely this is a bit hasty. Do you even have anywhere to go? I have a destination in mind, yes, and a purpose. This damned light, building without cease, it's the reason we can't save those corrupted by the Sin Eaters. But what if we corrected the balance? Even if it were only by a little, even if it took years, it would surely make things better. Now hold on there, everyone knows there's too much light, and how could you ever hope to get rid of it? You'd have to change the whole world. That's right. We should return to the Crystarium. I may not be able to repel the Eaters on my own, but I can still use the skills I've gained here to hurt them. It's all very well talking about curing the Eater affliction, but false hope can be a dangerous thing. True. Was it the Red Sarai? Still a little bit here I haven't explored. What is this? Some giant skeleton. Well, I mean, it's basically around the corner, so I might as well just keep... Dude, that was a rough cutscene. Not gonna lie. Ooh, a lookout spot. It's 1/4 of a zone. Quarter and 1 chunk of the zone explored. Myrokos, good to see you again. You look like you've a story or two to tell, but I sense you'd sooner get back to the Crystarium. Yep. Forgive me, Myrokos, I couldn't stay there a moment longer, but I was serious about what I said. While the men and women at the end battle against this blight with kindness, I must fight it in my own way, with steel. From Ayoze's sword in the darkness to Norfront's sword in the light. Gods above, it feels like an age ago now. Miss Alize, is there anything I can get you? Your swiftest Amara. I need to return to the Crystarium immediately. As you wish. Remind me to wear goggles if we ever fly over Araeng again. I've barely gotten the sand out of my eyes. But the wind did help to clear my head at least. I think I'm ready to meet with the Exarch. We need to talk about how we're going to wipe out the wipe the Sin Eaters out, shall we? Yeah. Oh, okay, so here's the adroit. Okay. I see you were reunited with Alize, but I dare say you found little else to celebrate in Araeng. Welcome back, Myrokos. You will have to share the tale of your journey once the two of you are suitably rested. Thank you for seeking me out, Myrokos. It means a lot to have you there at my side, and looking at Alpha now, I'd say he's as eager to begin this discussion as I am. I say we lay out our experiences before the Exarch and step back to see what kind of picture they make. Then we can decide where to go from here. Whenever I come to the Crystarium, the sands of Araeng seem a world away, and yet they both lie under the same wretched sky. The Light Wardens. The Crystal Exarch welcomes you back to the Crystarium.
And so you return. Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Better is not the word I would use. Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin Eaters.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you. But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness. Sin Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Light Wardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, only a handful of these entities exist. Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
I have a feeling Yulmor might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters. Vorthra's command over the Sin Eaters is integral to Yulmoran society. In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, it guarantees their obedience. He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
Agreed. Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens. Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside if we are to forestall the 8th Umbral Calamity.
Are you sure that eliminating the Wardens will be enough? I am not sure I follow. Yeah, because, like, we eliminate the Wardens and then what? You're just turning Sin Eaters loose. There you go, scurrying about everywhere, frantic.
Your uncertainty is understandable given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then. In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds. This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially. Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy. Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source. And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence. If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold. As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds. What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source. At the same time, the element which held sway in the shard is unleashed in full, its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions. An earthquake thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continents. A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations. These devastating events are what we refer to as umbral calamities. 7 times has a calamity befallen the Source. 7 times has a shard been absorbed. At present, the light-drowned realm of the First stands perilously close to meeting the conditions for a rejoining. It is the Sin Eaters who are to blame for the Light's continued dominance. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of Norvrant, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky. Thus, if we are to restore balance to the First and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Light Warden to the sword.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told. Apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Light Wardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements. They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
Alert the guard. We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium. You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Alize as well.
My lord.
Pray, lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any explanation I could offer.
Hallminster Switch is in the north of Lakeland, so we had best make haste with our preparations. In fact, meet me outside the Crystarium at the crossroads northwest of the Ancestor Gate and the Excensor Gate, and I shall lead you there myself. Okay. don't have time for you. Didn't say. Oh, there. Please make certain to grab ether currents. Now let's meet up with the exarch. All set. If we follow this road north, we'll arrive at the northern staging point. The village itself lies not far beyond. Quickly now. Just work our way up. Oh, there's another ether right out here. Was that 60 for a card? Bi-colored stone. Okay, so now if I do those, start getting that stuff. I like how the ether currents are just right here on the way as you progress through MSQ. I really do like that. I know I've been collecting ether currents for a while now, but you gotta love the design where it's just, you know, it's on the path as you're progressing through the story. There's clearly something here. Your assistance is appreciated. You're here. We are heading in together, yes? The Exarch asked that we wait, and so we waited. Okay, so... Elminster Switch is past these gates and through the woods. 'Tis not exactly a near neighbor to the Crystarium, but as we occupy the same region, we have built up something of a cooperative arrangement. What can we expect inside, Captain? The town is beset by a swarm unlike any we have seen in recent years. We did our best to evacuate the villagers, but as many as half remain. Judging by the number of eaters present, we have good reason to believe that a Light Warden leads the attack. How convenient. It seems we'll have our chance to slay a Warden sooner than we expected. One does not simply slay a Warden. Has no one told you what happens if you defeat one of those fiends? They hold more light inside them than all of their underlings put together. It can be struck down, aye, but its essence won't dissipate like the weaker kind of vile ether will billow outwards and envelop the nearest living being, a reckless young swordsman perhaps, and turn her into a brand new warden. Well, you can leave that particular quandary to us. I must ask that the guards stand down and allow us to engage this leader of eaters alone. Wait, us? You're coming too? Concentrate on the survivors. We must save every life we can. But what if... Understood, my lord. As captain of the guard, however, I will not watch you brave such danger without an escort from our ranks. I insist that I go with you. Very well. Then our warden-slaying party shall include myself, the Liviers, Captain Lena, and last but not least... a formidable group indeed. Into Holminster Switch we go. Once we reach the Light Warden, do not hold back. We strike to kill. Regular duties been added to support. The instance dungeons encountered in subsequent main scenario quests can be completed solo alongside supporting party of NPCs. To make use of this feature, simply speak with one of your NPC companions near the entrance to the instance and select the option to form a party. Alternately, you can also select Duty Support under Duty from the main menu or interact with the instance entrance itself. When forming a party, you will need to follow the same role restrictions imposed when using Duty Finder. Alternatively, you can find party members via the Duty Finder as usual and complete the instance with fellow players instead. Ooh. Okay, so I know that for a party and enter Holminster Switch.
Very well.
Leave this to me!
Very well.
Let's see what the Exarch can do. I'm not so certain about taking the Exarch in, but whatever. So Exarch, and of course the twins go together. So let's do this then. Let's give this a try instead of using regular Duty Finder. Hopefully this won't be a mistake, because I know I tend to mess up and die a lot in a new duty, so hopefully this works.
Handle the healing.
Leave the healing to me.
Oh no, they're bickering already? Guys, stop bickering about healing.
Time has come.
You underestimate me!
Oh wait, that was a trailer mode, wasn't it? And it's supposed to ring this.
Let's give them a show!
If I must. If I must.
Ooh.
If I must.
Is everyone alright? We're fine, let's just keep moving. Well, that took a while. I may need to do a little bit longer just so I don't risk losing the food buff. I remember to use my,
You underestimate me!
there's one thing I'm not quite certain that I'm liking about this. It's that I may be attacking something, but the NPCs are attacking another thing, and there's no coordination on attacks until, or I may choose a target, but the NPCs don't. Things like this, I may be attacking the big one, because you think you want to get rid of the big one first. No, they don't want to attack the big one.
guard.
If I must.
On guard! Leave the healing to me.
protect me!
Why do I feel like I'm out leveling? I'm already 72? Good heavens.
If I must. Protect me!
most close to what? The person archer said we are close beyond regard. Close to what? Like, this is one of the organs from the presence of the light. Keep forgetting to hit back. There we go.
Leave the healing to me. You may be surprised by what I can do.
I'll handle the healing. Because I
Nothing left of you but a smoking crater!
if I must.
Ooh, took a while. Okay. Light run gone. I can scarcely believe it. Rest well. Oh yeah, that almost was Tesleen, wasn't it? Just. So, it's been with those villagers, another eater. So this is where you went. Yeah, that was the Tesleen. Yeah, Tesleen. What are they saying? You've gone here. I'm fine. We should keep. There's no less than I expected, but well done. Alright.
It's releasing its ether! Fall back! We cannot let it touch us! Quickly, my lord, we must withdraw!
That will not be necessary, Captain. Though I appreciate your concern. The eternal light of these creatures has confounded us for nigh on 100 years. For each we have put down, another has risen up in its place, born of the self-same ether relinquished by its predecessor. But now we have a way to contain that corruption. The blessing of light, and the hero who wields it now stands before you.
But I thought the blessing of light just shielded. I didn't know the blessing of light did this.
Behold! The monster's power is broken, and the world, twisted by its touch, returns to its rightful form.
skies.
It can't be.
What's happening?
It's so beautiful.
The sunless sea. The warrior of darkness has come.
Is that what I think it is?
The night sky, as it should be.
Who are you people? You killed a warden, then bathed in its ether as if it were a spring shower, and now the sky? The legends are true. My lord?
How many years have I waited for this moment? For the one possessed of her blessing. For you. You have vanquished the Light Warden of Lakeland, and for the first time in a century, darkness has returned to the mantle of night. Without the ever-present light to sustain them, the Sin Eaters will have no choice but to retreat. Yet our victory is far from complete. Though darkness has fallen here, the other wardens yet bask beneath burning skies, feasting upon what little life remains. Even should it cost me all I have, I would see each and every one of them slain, that this world might be spared from oblivion. Not only for the first, but for the source as well. Save one, and we save the other. But, be that as it may, I concede it was wrong of me to summon you to this fight against your will. I swear, on my life, I will one day atone for that deed, but for the present, I beg you, stay and see this fight to its conclusion. Cast down the Wardens and restore darkness to the first.
Oh, hey, there's Ardbert. Who's Ardbert? I will become the warrior you need. It sounds like a glorious adventure. It seems I've no choice but to fight.
On behalf of the First, I offer you my deepest thanks.
I understand there is much at stake here, Exarch, but why do you risk yourself so readily? It must have been a dangerous drain on your ether to summon even one person across the rift.
I do it for my people, of course. To give the Crystarium the tomorrow it deserves.
That is true now, yes, but the city had yet to be built when you first called forth the Crystal Tower. I'm simply curious to know what prompted you to commit yourself so completely to this particular course.
There are things which we can ill afford to lose. And I sensed from the first that I had a part to play in preserving them. Forgive me. I fear the events of the day may have taken their toll. Despite appearances, I am an old man. One burdened with many difficult memories, some too painful to recall.
Well then, I'm sorry for pressing you. It's a family failing, I'm afraid.
One which has served us well more often than not. Needless to say, We will continue to fight at your side until the last Sin-Eater is defeated.
Come then, my warriors of darkness. Let us gather the surviving villagers and make our way back to the Crystarium.
So it's 1:28 p.m. So it's not night time. So what, we took a whole day walking back? Okay. Without that constant glare, Lakeland seems an entirely different place. It's over, yes. I might need a moment. It's as if the sky itself had disappeared into the heavens. If I didn't have a window to tend to, I'd never stop staring. How quickly you have justified my faith. So many lives saved, and the sky itself heralds your success. A single victory in a larger struggle, perhaps, but a momentous one nonetheless. It's as if Warrior of Darkness. The Exarch is looking ahead to the immediate future. Now, as far as how we proceed from here, villagers we evacuated earlier have arrived safely in the Crystarium. They seem to be accepting their situation for the moment. Most folk are far too distracted by the sky to worry about wounds or lost homes. They whisper and wonder if the Warrior of Darkness has come. 'Tis to be expected. Myrokos, I must ask a favor of you. Would you be so kind as to conceal your involvement in this endeavor for the time being? Seeing the light recede from Lakeland is a momentous occasion, and many will be swept up in a maelstrom of excitement and confusion. Should you come forth as the legendary Warrior of Darkness, I fear that no matter how good your intentions, such an appearance would throw the city into disarray. I find myself in agreement with the Exarch, although my concerns are more focused on Yulmore. It may be best if you maintain a low profile until we see how Vothri responds to all of this. My thanks. Though we cannot freely celebrate your success, pray allow your heart to be buoyed by the joy of our citizens. A joy you surely brought into being. And I must ask the same discretion of you, Captain. 'Tis my intention to share with our people the tale of a great warrior who stood in defiance of the Sin-Eaters. This unnamed champion defeated the Light Warden and has since departed for parts unknown. Yes? As you wish, my lord. Your penchant for mystery. Mystery is nothing new, and I will encourage folk not to question this. Although I expect to be told the whole truth of it one day, about all of you. With that settled, I shall return to the Crystarium and make an address to the people. These explanations and adjustments will consume much of my time, so pray take the opportunity to rest and recover from your exploits, and to think you'll not even need to shutter the windows to enjoy a dark and peaceful night's sleep. Yeah, but it's broad daylight. I must stay behind and coordinate the evacuation of the remaining survivors. And I hesitate to ask after all you've done here today, but could I ask you to pass a message pass on a message on your way to the pendants? Please let Brage know that we're bringing in a number of injured and that any restoratives in the markets need to be reserved for the infirmary. Will do. We should start making our own way back to the Crystarium slowly, mind you. I wouldn't want to arrive too soon after the Exarch. Staying behind as well, there's something I need to check on in Holminster. We already went through the village top to bottom, Elise. We should all take the chance to rest, you included. I knew one of those eaters. I can't just rest now. So please, I wish to be left alone for a while. And that means you as well, Myrokos. I shall be cross if you try to follow me. I promise to find you later when I feel myself again. Just you and me then, shall we? I'd be grateful if you could pass that message on to Brage. He should be standing in his usual spot in the markets. What is this? Okay. So the sun is setting. may explore around later. So speak with Alpha and the Christian. I could have just ported back, but you know what? Having a sky to look at is actually quite nice, even if it is still technically daylight. So the name of the forest is the Forest of the Lost Shepherd. So if somebody ran off into the forest after a sheep and came back. Oh, and even, oh, how do I get up there? How? How am I supposed to get there? Maybe if I'm being somehow carefully. Sorry, Alpha, no, you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. I just discovered a jumping ball. God, I'm distractible. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, now it's nighttime. Or, well, it's dusk. Well, the Crystarium seems relatively ordered, wouldn't you say? The Exarch's speech must have been reassuring to hear. On the contrary, there is something jubilant about the air. I have a feeling this night won't be quite as peaceful or as ordered, or as peaceful as our hooded friend predicted. I think I shall take a brief stroll around the town before retiring to my chambers. Once you've discharged your duty to Brage, I suggest you do the same. Sleep well, Myrokos. I hope untroubled dreams find you and Alize both. Hi, what can I do for you? Looking to buy a lantern like every other stumbling soul in the city? No. I have a message. Lena needs every potion. Yeah. I see. Well, Captain Lena can rest assured that any potions I spot coming in will be set aside for the... Hang on a moment. If you're carrying messages for the guards, does that mean you were there then? The battle at Holminster? A starboard lad like you might want to pay a visit to the Warrior's Stairs. Make himself known. I'm sure Glenard can introduce you to some interesting opportunities. Speak with Glenard. I thought I was supposed to go to my room and rest. Welcome to your home away from home, the Wandering Stairs, where we serve the finest tales. You'll find this side of the Starium, courtesy of the faceted Myrokos, of course. Like, I've walked around here, but there was, like, nothing going on. Ciela. More beer for table 2 and a couple of pints of mead for table 3 while you're at it. Coming right up. Sorry, we're rushed off our feet this evening, sir. Can I get you anything? Drinks are on the house. Oh, that Bragi has a twisted sense of humor. To think he sent you to me at a time like this. First real night in 100 years, near 100 years, has folks all riled up, and then some. What's more, there was that eater business at Holminster Switch. They say a light warden was destroyed without a damn trace, and it was this warrior of darkness who did the deed. I really must apologize for Glenard. He's been almost as rowdy as our customers, and that's no small feat. A lot of our regulars are bounty hunters, you see. They mostly go after eaters, and the rumor of the warrior's appearance was the spark of their kindling. Spark to their kindling. You know how the weak eaters are drawn to the strong ones, right? Yeah. Aye, they swarm like angry bees around a queen. You need to look no further than Holminster for proof of that, but attacks on that scale don't happen every day. Praise the blessed shadow. No, the more common threats are the strays. No one knows why, but every now and then an eater will leave the pack to prowl alone. Those are the ones you run into on the road if your luck is foul. They're a danger to everyone, so the settlement council puts bounties on their heads, and our bar here is a convenient place for hunters to gather and share information. Seems a few of them were inspired by the warden's slang even more than most. These are the types who have their sights set on the absolute worst of the strays, a class of eaters that have been dubbed the cardinal virtues. The virtues showed up out of nowhere about 3 summers ago, and when historians heard the descriptions given by the survivors, well, apparently they share an appearance with the villains who caused the flood. And if that doesn't send a chill down your spine, they're also reported to be as tough as light wardens, not the kind of prey you can take down single-handed. Our virtue hunters had all but given up, but knowing the Warrior of Darkness is out there, has lit a fire in their bellies. Just look at them. That Hume over there with the oversized sword is grandson. He's in it for revenge, wants to recruit a comrade in arms, as tenacious as he is. The Mistel lad is Lurik. Don't be fooled by those dewy cheeks. He's as hard a hunter as they come. He's just lost a partner and seems to be on the lookout for a new one. That's Araeng. Word has it he's an expert in mage. He seeks an expert in magecraft to help fight the virtue he's after. Last we have Yacht. Dwarf and drunkard both. We wanted to join forces with a healer, and only a healer. Something about needing a mender's wisdom. I've seen my share of competent veterans, and you have that look about you. Maybe you should introduce yourself to one of our hunters. Who knows? Together you might even collect the bounty on a cardinal virtue. Now there's a grand idea. Imagine the prestige my bar would earn if we boasted the patronage of a successful virtue hunter. You've gained access to role quests. A separate quest line and story is now available for tank, physical DPS, magical ranged DPS, and healer roles. In order to reach the final stages of Shadowbringers MSQ, you must complete at least one role quest line, speak with a virtue hunter at the Wandering Stairs to accept a quest offer. Oh, I can pick that up later. Needed independence. Speak with the manager of suites. The torches are apparently in dire need. Welcome back, sir. I wonder if anyone can sleep with the city in such an uproar, but will you be retiring to your quarters? Yes. Very good. In light of the present situation, I have had illumination prepared for all of our rooms. No need to rush to the markets for lanterns or candles. Have a pleasant rest, sir.
So it's your lot's turn to be the Warriors of Darkness, is it? It's funny how things work out.
Been watching, have you?
Well, I did warn you. I followed you to Yulmore and then on to Araeng, and I was there when you slew the Light Warden. Those white-haired twins who were with you. I remember them from our battle in the Source. Are they your friends then? Through thick and thin?
Yep.
Aye. Then I suggest you keep them close. It's when you charge ahead trying to save someone else that you end up losing those you love. Not that you need telling, I'll bet you've lost plenty. But I wonder, what will it cost you this time? I don't remember when it was that I learned regret wasn't worth the bother. You get numb to it all over the years. The lost comrades, the broken promises, the abandoned principles. Just more nagging burdens to ignore.
So this is what the light was hiding. He's here. I must go to him.
Meanwhile, inside an Imperial Magitech facility on the Source.
Intruders! Fan out and find them! Out of my way!
Justinian! But wait, they're not bad people.
Stay your weapon. We are not your enemy. When the alarm sounded, I wondered what we had done to betray our presence. But I see now we are not the only intruders. Sir Estinian, I presume. The dragoon who plucked the Warrior of Light from the jaws of death? Your armor is most distinct.
Much as yours once was. But even without it, I see a former legator still has eyes and ears in unexpected places. Van Baelsar in the flesh. Though I understand you prefer Shadow Hunter.
You are in contact with the Scions, I take it.
Through no choice of my own. They tracked me down and conscripted me to their cause. I swear the receptionist was trained as a spy. Not that anyone can escape that Baldessian woman once she has caught the scent of your ether.
Yeah!
If they have resorted to using freelancers, I must assume their attempts to wake the afflicted have failed. And what of their champion?
Away on other business. Thus, it has fallen to me to root out any trace of the Empire's new weapon.
If it is Black Rose you seek, you are too late. My people have already completed your mission here. Yet this is but one factory among many. When they caught wind of our efforts, they built additional facilities to ensure production continues unabated. There will be no one left in the lands they conquer. No citizens to conscript. No skills to exploit. Nothing the Empire needs. And they will call it victory.
What exactly does this Black Rose do?
The gas is described as a poison, but its actual effect is more arcane in nature. It was created to disrupt the ether in living beings, to bring the flow of their life energies to a standstill. Inhaling even the tiniest amount will cause all bodily functions to cease, much as a potent venom will stop a man's heart. Released over a city, Black Rose could conceivably kill every inhabitant, and all without damaging a single structure.
Search every corner! Rouse the barracks if you have to! I want this facility secured!
I have more questions, but now is not the time.
Sir Estinian, I have an offer for you, but I will make it only once. Since it would seem we seek the same answers, you are welcome to join us.
Ha! From what I hear, you need all the help you can get. In case you don't know, Varys himself confessed that your empire was a creation of the Ascians.
I am aware of what his Radiance said at the parley. Thus, I would return to the capital, that I might behold the truth of this corruption with my own eyes. My path leads to Garlemald.
Okay, so with that, I think I will call it an end here. It seems to be a good break point, and it's coming up on 3.5 hours. I know I usually do 3 or so. This is having to be a little bit longer. If you like what you saw at any point, like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Give me a follow on Twitch. Hit the notification bells, and I will see you anon, friends.